y'all doing? I'd like to welcome you all back with another reading session. Another reading session by our brother, Jawanza Kunjufu. Another reading by Jawanza Kunjufu. I want to make sure I get his name and these pronunciations correctly. We're going to read this and we're going to all be in good spirits and positivity. Countering the conspiracy to destroy black boys. We read the introduction, we read the first chapter, and now we're going to go into the second chapter. To remind you, these aren't really labeled chapters. I should also show you some of the pictures that also comes with this book. So I'm going to also do that. But let's start to read. Like I said, to show you guys some of these pictures that comes with this book. Okay? This is the last chapter of pictures I should have shown. 4th grade failure syndrome. Since 1974, I have been a national consultant to public and private schools ranging from preschool through college. My responsibilities are to conduct workshops for teachers and parents and provide cultural assembly programs for children. It was during my travels that I recognized the conspiracy, often so subtle as previously mentioned. Before I describe when conspiracies worsens, I will describe the innocence of black boys who are being enthused, let me reread that. I will describe the innocence of black boys who bring enthusiasm to the classroom, trust their teachers, and are also willing to please. Daryl, who had turned 5, has just completed 2 years of Head Start. His mother informed me that Daryl's only major regret about Head Start is that it lasted only 3 hours per day. But now Daryl cannot wait to see his new teacher, Mrs. Ford. She smiled at him often and helped him with his shoelaces. I guess the only regret he had about Miss Ford was that she insisted he ate more broccoli, which was not Daryl's favorite food. Daryl loved his classmates and enjoyed singing songs, playing in the sand, and listening to stories. Once his classmate Richard was sad about an incident at home, and Daryl was quick to provide instant cheer. Daryl, an eager student, Miss Ford commented, he asks so many questions. He loved the alphabets and the numbers as much as he loved playing with dump trucks in the sand. Daryl entered the primary division of the neighborhood public school. Many important tender moments occur in these formative years of kindergarten through the 3rd grade. Daryl still sings, but not as loudly and with less enthusiasm. He likes all of his teachers, but each year a little less than before, and none compared to Miss Ford. The alphabet, the numbers still interest him, but now the dump truck, his bicycle, and even the football, his most important possessions. When I present cultural assembly programs to children because of the limited seating capacity, I often conduct 2 or 3 programs for different grade levels in order that all the children will be able to attend. The primary divisions sing and recite louder and CERN much happier than the intermediate and the upper divisions. Experience has necessitated altering the program for the older divisions in the consideration of their loss of innocence, enthusiasm, and trust. So I'm going to reread that. It says, the primary divisions sing and recite louder and seem much happier than the intermediate and upper divisions. My experience has necessitated altering the program for older divisions in consideration of their loss of innocence, enthusiasm, and trust. 3rd grade teachers often ask me what has happened to Daryl's and Richard when they observe their behavior in the upper divisions. I hesitated to answer that question because I do not consider myself a psychologist, but merely a man concerned about the future of our race. I sincerely feel much can be learned by listening and observing children. I was amazed that teachers with 20 years experience cannot determine what happened with Daryl and Richard's enthusiasm to learn, to trust, and their willingness to please. I wanted so much to learn from educators. The same holds true for the parents who, in contrast to the teachers, have a child for more than a year. Daryl's mother had witnessed her son's behavior in Head Start, kindergarten, 3rd grade, 8th grade, and all grades between. Unfortunately, the parents seemed unable to pinpoint when and articulate what happened to the innocence and enthusiasm for learning. Furthermore, if they knew the answers, they would be in better position to alter the trend. I sought the answers for educators and parents because initially I did not know. The answers were not forthcoming. My frustrations grew with each city in which I witnessed the declining achievement of Black boys. I began to respect the subtlety of the conspiracy and realized teachers and parents could live with it every day and not be cognizant of it. Again, this is why I focus on African American boys. The conspiracy is then in its early stages and can be treated. Harry Morgan notes how schools fail Black children. When Blacks enter 1st grade, their stories they create impress positive feelings about themselves in the schooling situation. By the 2nd grade, students' stories express negative imagery of the teacher and school environment. And by the 5th grade, the overall feeling expressed by the students is that of Zionism. In other words, upon entering school in primary grades, Black children possess enthusiasm and eager interest. However, by 5th grade, the liveliness and interest are gone, replaced by passivity and apathy. Primary grades presented a more nurturing environment than intermediate or upper grades. In early childhood education, much of the activity in teacher-centered and child-child interactive. In primary grades, Black progress and thrive at the same rate as white counterparts into the 3rd grade syndrome. I found that after 3rd grade, the achievement rate of Blacks began a downward spiral which tended to continue to child's academic career. The classroom environment was transformed from a socially interactive style to a competitive, individualistic, and minimally socially interactive style of learning. I call this the 4th grade fail syndrome. The poor transition boys make between the primary and intermediate divisions, graphically illustrating the phenomena in the following list of 20 male students' owl reading test scores, indicating their performance at the beginning of the 3rd grade and 5 academic years later at the end of the 7th grade. My objective was to identify an African American public school with the demographics matching the income and educational level of the African American community along with the family size. In addition, we also had to identify 20 random students who had remained in the same school for 5 years. I sincerely thank the principal and the staff for providing me to serve this measurement, or for the measurement. So what I just read, there's pretty much these guys evaluating how boys went into the kindergarten all the way up to the 5th grade, and they start to notice how Black boys' enthusiasm to learn, to want to be in schools, you start to hate it a little bit more because you start to see the downward spiral towards us. Not saying that we intentionally was put down a downward spiral, but we're trying to get down to the bottom of where are we losing this spunk to learn and keep knowledge and wisdom like that in our Black boys, because you can't say Black men because all Black men used to be Black boys. And what I just read from Henry Morgan was a study on how school failed Black children. There's a passage, and he conducted a study with random 20 kids beginning from 3rd grade and then ending at 7th grade with their reading progress. So remind you, this is a random group of 20 boys, and we have the percentile in 3rd grade was 98% for reading, right? Remember, 100% is an A, 1 to 0% is an F. So we're talking all the way down. So we're getting different ages. These are 20 random Black boys, and One was 98, 97, 92, one got 91, 81, 72, 66, 63. But you start to notice the decrease: 57, 47, 41, 29, 21, 21, 21, 18, 16, 7, and 5. Now this is at the beginning of 3rd grade. Now as the kids shift from 3rd grade, remember, recording 5-year span, or within that. So from 3rd grade going into 7th grade, the end of 7th grade, we start from, this is the reading percentile of black boys: 35, 54, 24, 68, 72, 72, 59, 7, 4, 39, 9, 11, 12, 44, 29, 17, 1, 39, 30, and 5. Now remind you, the reading percentile, and the highest one that we have is 272s, and that is C average reading. And then the second is D average with 68. And then we have 59, 54. Anything else below that is just intermediate reading levels. And then over the year, and it also gives you the totals in decimals, how long this takes. Now remind you, I'm not preaching, I'm not here to talk, this isn't about racism. This is about my race. Sism in they self, right? That ain't even a word, but I said sism in they self. And what we have here, we have pictures of black boys in school. They're learning and evaluating different things. If you hear noises, those are nothing but black boys getting ready for school themselves. So, huh? And this is the innocent. Huh, babe? You know what should be down here? I forgot. I am reading to you guys. That was rude. But remind you, we have pictures here of black boys that say the innocence and the lively interest of the typical early years of changing to the apathy and the limited interest apparent as early as 5th grade. So you see how interested they look, and then you see how the little boy just seemed not concerned anymore. We gotta bring this spunk and this flavor, this jazziness back to our young black men, our young black boys that will become young black men that are our futures. You know what? I'm actually gonna probably stop right there with this one. Part 2 coming.